What if I told you someone's been watching you through your phone's camera every moment of every day? And what if I told you they're closing in right now? Not by a burglar, not by a ghost, but by an unseen presence lurking behind the digital curtain of Instagram. This isn't just about likes and followers. This is about a terror that transcends the screen and bleeds into reality. We live in a world dominated by social media. But what happens when that very platform, designed to connect us, becomes a conduit for fear? Prepare yourself, because what you're about to experience is not just a story. It's a glimpse into the darkest corners of the digital age, where fear is a follower and terror never unfollows. Meet Alex. They've just moved into a new apartment, excited to start fresh in a new city. The boxes are unpacked, the furniture arranged just so. There's a lightness in their step, a sense of optimism for the future. Little do they know, this fresh start is about to take a very dark turn. It starts innocently enough. A notification pops up on their phone. New follower. The username is unfamiliar, a jumble of letters and numbers, but Alex thinks nothing of it. Later that evening, as Alex is scrolling through their feed, a photo stops them cold. It's a blurry image of their own front door, slightly ajar. Panic rises in their chest. They could have sworn they locked it before leaving for work that morning. Alex's finger hovers over the screen, their breath catching in their throat. The photo, though blurry, sends a shiver down their spine. The stalker knew where they lived. They were watching, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Their mind races, trying to make sense of the impossible. Had they accidentally left the door unlocked? But no, they distinctly remember double-checking before leaving for work. The unsettling truth begins to dawn on them. This wasn't a mistake. It was deliberate. A wave of nausea washes over Alex as they scroll through the rest of the follower's profile. It's a chilling collection of seemingly random photos, all taken in their neighborhood. Each image a piece of their life, now twisted into a stalker's macabre puzzle. Just as Alex starts to rationalize, to convince themselves it's all a bad joke, another notification pops up. This time, it's not a photo, but a direct message. A single line, stark and chilling. I like what I see. The words hang in the air, heavy with unspoken menace. Panic surges through Alex. This isn't just about a few creepy photos anymore. This is a direct threat. The stalker knows who they are, where they live, and they're not afraid to show it. A terrifying game of cat and mouse has begun, and Alex can't escape the feeling that they're the prey. Desperate for a distraction, they try calling a friend, but their hand trembles so violently they can barely dial the number. The walls of their apartment, once a sanctuary, now feel like a prison. The next morning, Alex wakes up with a start, their heart pounding. The events of the previous night play out in their mind like a horror film on repeat. They check their phone. No new messages, no new photos. Had it all been a nightmare? A cruel trick of their imagination? As they try to shake off the lingering fear, their gaze falls on their laptop. Maybe there's something online, some information about Instagram stalking, some way to track down the perpetrator. They open their laptop and start searching, their fingers flying across the keyboard. Hours melt away as Alex delves deeper into the dark underbelly of the internet. The phone buzzes again, a sharp, insistent sound that cuts through Alex's mounting fear. It's another notification from the stalker, but this one is different. This time, it's not a photo, not a message. It's a live video. And the feed is coming from Alex's own apartment. Frozen in place, Alex watches in disbelief as the video plays out. The empty living room, bathed in the eerie glow of the city lights, seems both familiar and alien. It's their home, yet it feels violated, corrupted by the stalker's unseen presence. The camera angle shifts slightly, panning across the room, lingering on personal objects. Alex's breath catches in their throat, their finger hovering over the screen. They want to look away, to pretend this isn't happening, but morbid curiosity, a primal fear, roots them to the spot. They have to see, they need to know what the stalker is doing. The figure in the video moves again, this time more boldly, stepping out of the shadows and into the dim light of the apartment. It's still difficult to make out details, but the outline is unmistakable. A tall, slender figure, their features obscured by the darkness. Alex can't shake the feeling that they are being watched. Nowhere to hide. The stalker closes in. The figure on the screen moves again, closer this time, their footsteps silent on the hardwood floor. Alex's heart pounds against their ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the terrifying silence of the apartment. They feel a surge of adrenaline, the primal instinct to flee, to hide. But where can they go? Their apartment, once a haven of safety and comfort, now feels like a prison. Their eyes dart around the room, frantically searching for an escape route, a weapon, anything to defend themselves. The phone slips from Alex's trembling fingers, landing face down on the carpet. Frozen in fear, the imminent threat. The scratching at the door stops. Silence. It's heavier than the sound itself, thick with anticipation. Alex's breath hitches. Their backs against the wall, the cool paint a stark contrast to the heat crawling up their spine. On the floor, the phone screen flickers, casting dancing shadows on the wall. Alex can't bring themselves to look at it. A desperate scramble fighting against panic. The phone, it's still on, the live feed a terrifying window into the stalker's actions. Alex forces themselves to look. The camera angle hasn't changed. It's still pointed at the bedroom door. The stalker is close, too close. Panic surges, threatening to overwhelm them. Alex fights against it, desperately clinging to a shred of rational thought. They need to think, to act, to survive. Section 3. A glimmer of hope, a risky plan. The window screeches open, a welcome blast of cool night air hitting Alex's face. But the sound, amplified in the quiet apartment, is a beacon to the stalker. Alex glances back at the phone. The camera angle shifts again, now pointed at the window. They're being watched. A wave of dizziness hits Alex. They're perched precariously on the fire escape, the ground a dizzying distance below. The fear of falling wars with the terror clawing at their insides. They have to make a choice. Section 1. A calculated risk. Turning the tables on the stalker. Alex's thumb hovers over the button, a bead of sweat trickling down their temple. It's now or never. With a deep breath and a silent prayer, they hit the live stream. The familiar red icon appears at the top of the screen, a tiny beacon of hope in the suffocating darkness. Their heart pounds against their ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the backdrop of the city's muffled symphony. Ignoring the voice of fear, Alex speaks into the phone, their voice trembling but resolute. "I know you're out there," they whisper, their words carried on the digital airwaves. Section 2. The Heart of the Lion. Facing the fear head-on. The scratching at the bedroom door stops. A heavy silence descends, broken only by the faint hum of the city outside. Alex holds their breath, every muscle in their body taut with anticipation. They can almost feel the stalker's presence on the other side of the door, a malevolent shadow lurking just out of sight. Slowly, cautiously, Alex takes a step back from the window, keeping their eyes fixed on the live feed. The camera angle hasn't changed. The stalker is still focused on the empty room, their attention captivated by the digital ghost Alex has created. Section 3. A chilling message, the stalker's eerie calling card. The metal rungs of the fire escape are cold and slick beneath their fingertips. Alex descends quickly but carefully, their every sense on high alert. The city noises, once a comforting hum, now seem amplified, every car horn and distant siren a potential threat. Back in the bedroom, the phone lies forgotten on the floor, the live stream still active. The camera lens captures the empty room, the open window, the silent bed. For a moment, nothing happens. Then a shadow falls across the wall, long and distorted in the dim light. The stalker is back. They step into view, their face obscured by the darkness, their movements slow and deliberate. They pick up the phone, their gloved fingers brushing against the screen. The camera angle shifts, revealing a pair of cold, calculating eyes staring directly at the lens. A raspy voice laced with amusement whispers from the phone's speaker. "You're playing a dangerous game," it hisses, the sound sending chills down the spines of the few viewers who have stumbled upon the live stream. "But don't worry," the voice continues, "I'm always one step ahead." The screen goes dark. Section 1. Shadows of doubt, the lingering fear. Alex's feet hit the pavement, the jarring impact sending a jolt of pain through their legs. They don't stop running, not until they're blocks away from their apartment building, their lungs burning, their chest tight with fear. They duck into a brightly lit convenience store, the fluorescent lights a harsh contrast to the darkness they're carrying inside. The cashier, a bored-looking teenager, barely glances up as Alex fumbles for their wallet, their hands still shaking. Exhaustion wars with adrenaline, leaving Alex feeling drained and raw. They find a bench outside the store, the cool night air doing little to soothe their racing thoughts. Had they imagined it all? The stalker, the threats, the terrifying game of cat and mouse? Doubt creeps in, insidious and persistent. Maybe it was all a prank, a cruel joke gone too far. But deep down, a primal instinct whispers a different truth. The fear is real, visceral, and it's not going away anytime soon. The next morning, the sun streams through the blinds, painting stripes of light across Alex's tired face. For a moment, the horrors of the previous night seem distant, like a bad dream fading with the dawn. Then the phone buzzes on the nightstand. Alex's stomach clenches. With trembling fingers, they reach for the phone, their heart sinking as they see a new notification from the stalker's account. The message is simple, but chilling. You can't hide forever. Panic surges through Alex, wiping away any lingering remnants of sleep. The stalker is still out there, watching, waiting. Their carefully constructed sense of normalcy crumbles, replaced by a bone-deep fear. Alex wants to throw the phone across the room, to smash it into a million pieces, to sever the digital tether that binds them to their tormentor. But they know it's pointless. The stalker is like a digital ghost, their presence woven into the fabric of Alex's online life. The day stretches on, each hour an agonizing eternity. Alex tries to focus on work, on mundane tasks, anything to distract themselves from the fear gnawing at the edges of their mind. But the stalker's words echo in their thoughts. You can't hide forever. It's a promise, a threat that hangs over Alex's head like a dark cloud. They feel trapped, suffocated by the weight of the stalker's unseen gaze. Every notification, every email, every ring of the doorbell sends a jolt of fear through Alex's body. The world outside their apartment feels menacing, filled with potential threats. Even the familiar comfort of their own home has been tainted, transformed into a prison of their own making. The line between the digital and the real has blurred, the stalker's presence seeping into every aspect of Alex's life. They are living a nightmare, and the worst part is, they don't know how to wake up. Driven by a desperate need for answers, fueled by a flicker of hope, Alex delves into the stalker's profile. They scroll through the images, their stomach churning with each passing photo. It's a macabre highlight reel of their life, each moment captured, catalogued, and twisted by the stalker's lens. Then they see it, a new post, a video. Their heart hammers in their chest as they press play, the faint glow of the screen illuminating their fear-stricken face. The video is a montage, a chilling compilation of footage taken inside their apartment. The stalker has been there all along, a phantom presence lurking in the shadows, documenting their every move. The camera pans across the room, lingering on seemingly innocuous details, a coffee mug left on the counter, a jacket tossed carelessly on a chair. But in the context of the stalker's obsession, these everyday objects take on a sinister air. The video ends with a close-up of the phone screen, the stalker's distorted reflection staring back at them. The message is clear. You are not alone. You are being watched. The phone slips from Alex's grasp, clattering to the floor with a sickening thud. Their carefully constructed facade of normalcy shatters, leaving them raw, exposed, and utterly alone. The digital world, once a source of connection and entertainment, has morphed into a breeding ground for terror. The haunting melody of the video's soundtrack continues to play in their mind, a constant reminder of the unseen eyes that follow their every move. The line between the virtual and the real has vanished, leaving Alex stranded in a digital nightmare with no escape in sight. The stalker is still out there, lurking in the shadows of the digital world, their presence a constant threat. They are a chilling reminder that in the age of social media, privacy is an illusion, and the things that terrify us most are often closer than we think. This is a digital horror story for the modern age, a cautionary tale about the dangers that lurk behind the seemingly innocuous facade of social media. Next time you receive a follow request from an unfamiliar account, think twice before you hit accept. You never know who or what might be watching.